everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to be creating my second Disney princess dress. So if you want to see how, then keep on watching. Alright, the first thing I did was create the skirt. So this is pretty much the same process like I did for my Cinderella dress. So it's going to be a circle skirt that is going to be floor length. I also cut out all the pieces. The organza is going to be the ruching detail on the top of the skirt, and then there is going to be a waistband. So sewing the skirt is so simple, it's pretty straightforward. I'm just going to match up all the side seams and stitch along, and I will repeat the same steps for the organza fabric that is going to be overlay. After that, the skirt is going to look like this. As you can see, it is floor length and it is very big, and that is what I'm going for. But I'm not sure if I actually like the petticoat that I'm using, because this is the same petticoat I used for my Cinderella dress. I think I'm going to be using the other petticoat that I own, which is just an A-line ball gown shape. It's time to work on the organza fabric. I folded it 8 times and I pressed it, so it's going to be my guide when I'm creating the ruching. That's actually very clever. Instead of drawing a line on all of this like a pizza, I decided I'm just going to press it and use it as my guide. I went ahead and start ruching the organza fabric, and I was using this shearing foot that actually didn't turn out so well because it kind of gathered it too much and I couldn't adjust it. You can see here the ruching is very tight, and yeah, it just doesn't look balanced, so I ended up redoing it. I wanted the ruching to be a little longer than this, so like I said earlier, I am going to redo it. What I did was pull the threads off, and I'm kind of just going to gather it as I go. I also decided to use a clear elastic, which is just amazing that I have it because I use it for a swimsuit DIY. I'm going to place this inside the skirt on the wrong side, and I'm going to zigzag stitch it while I pull the elastic or the clear elastic, so it's gonna give me that gathers that I was hoping for. Ended up using like 8 yards of this clear elastic, but it's actually worth it just because you will not see a fabric underneath the see-through fabric. And this is what it looks like now. As you can see, it looks so much better, and I also hemmed the raw edge of the organza, and I'm really pleased with the way it's turning out. I also added a thin waistband that extends at the back so I can just self-tie it. Now it's time to work on the bodice. So I have 3 layers of fabrics here. So one fusible interfacing, the yellow fabric, and the organza on the top. So I'm just going to sew it together all the way around. The way I drape the bodice patterns, and I just kind of extended the neckline a little bit just because I am going to add like a shoulder detail to the dress. So the draping is pretty much the same like I did for my Cinderella dress, so I did not add that to this video because I don't think you're going to recreate this anyway, so I just skipped that, but the process is pretty much the same. After I fused all the 3 materials together, it's time to sew them together to form a bodice. So this bodice is going to have a corset at the back. Make it more easier to put on because with my Cinderella dress, I couldn't do it by myself. So this is what it should look like. After that, I am going to press the seams open. And yeah, it's looking really good. I'm really liking the way the layers are looking. Now it's time to work on the lining, and it is pretty much the same like I did for the main fabric. I pretty much piece the pieces together. I press the seams open, and then I'm going to stitch along the edge to create casing for the boning. Now I am going to trim off the excess seam allowances on the main fabric just because it's just a little thick, and I also give it a good press. So now it's time to insert the boning. Okay, this is the shoulder detail. So I pretty much cut a shape like this, and I don't know how to explain it, but it's basically like the length of my shoulder all the way around. So I just cut it and it's on fold and it's going to be like wrap around the shoulder. Now it looks like this, like it looks like little heels. And then I'm just going to sew on the edge, leaving one edge open so I can turn it correct side out, and then I'm gonna give it a good press. By the way, you guys, if you are wondering how long it took me to finish this dress, it actually took me like 5 days because I was trying to figure out how to finish the bodice and the shoulders. So I finally figured it out, and here we are. I placed the shoulder detail on the shoulder of the bodice just like this, pinning it on the correct side, and I'm going to stitch it. And this flap here is going to be for the corset or for the grommets. And this is where I kind of made a mistake. I should have finished the armholes first before I did the shoulders, just because after I'm done with it, the shoulders are finished and the armholes are unfinished, and I don't know how to finish it now because everything is like sealed and finished and I don't want to sim rip everything. I figured I can use a bias tape to cover the raw edge in the armholes, but you know what? No one is going to look under my armpits, so I'm just going to leave it raw like that. If I could redo it, I am going to finish the armholes first and then work on the shoulders. So now it's time to trim this bit here. This is going to be for the grommets. So I just want to make sure that when I close the dress, it's still going to give me like a modest back. It's not going to be open that you can see my back or my body. Now it's time to finish the hem of the bodice, so I'm just going to wrap it using a bias tape. Also added the grommets off camera because who wants to see that? So anyway, this is what it looks like. I absolutely love the back of this dress. I think it turned out so nice. I love the back details and the shoulder details, and this is the unfinished armholes. So this is what the dress looks like. I really like it. I like the shape. I just love the fit of this dress. And yeah, I am happy that I made the dress like separate pieces so I can actually mix and match it for my future DIY Disney princess dress. I really like the shape of this, so I just use an A-line ball gown petticoat, and yeah, it's so pretty and I feel like a princess wearing this. The bodice was so easy to put on because of the corset. I managed to take it on and off by myself, and my favorite feature of this dress are the corset and the shoulder details. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy this video. And if you would like to see another princess dress, be sure to leave me a comment down below on which Disney princess dress I should make next. Alrighty, I will see you in the next one. Bye!